Good morning, students. We are going to continue the chapter on page 60, 61, 62. We have been looking after the chemical properties of metals, isn't it? Now, let's continue the same chemical property. Today's chemical property is reaction of metals with bases. Before going into the concept, you should know what are bases. Bases means metal with hydroxide groups, metal with OH. For example, NaOH, KOH, CaOH twice, etc. All the metals do not react with these bases. Only few metals like zinc, lead, and aluminium. These metals react with bases like KOH and NaOH. KOH and NaOH bases are called strong bases. These metals react with the base to form salt and hydrogen. For example, zinc metal react with the base NaOH sodium hydroxide to form sodium zincate salt plus hydrogen gas. Only few metals like zinc, lead, aluminium react with only few bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide KOH. The next chemical property is displacement reaction of the metals. The more reactive element displaces less reactive element from the salt to form another salt and metal. To know the displacement reaction, we need to learn the metal activity series. Here is a metal activity series in which metals are arranged in decreasing order of their reactivity. When we compare two metals, the metal which is on top is considered to be more reactive element. First, look at the first equation. In this, iron is a metal and in the salt, copper is a metal, iron. This iron is top in the series, whereas copper is lower in the series. So, who is the metal? Iron. This iron is stronger than copper. So, copper place you have to write iron and you will get iron sulfate salt plus copper precipitate. Look at all these equation. Second equation, copper is a metal and silver is a metal ion. And the third equation, zinc is a metal and iron is a metal ion. And the fourth equation, lead is a metal and copper from the salt is a copper ion. And the fifth equation, aluminum is a metal and zinc from the zinc sulfate salt is zinc ion. Now what you are going to do is, you are going to compare the metal with that metal ion from the salt. Always you see first metal. If the metal is top in the series than that metal ion, then this reaction take place. Which reaction? Displacement reaction. Top in the series, metals displaces lower in the series, metal ion. Now you look at the second equation. Copper is a metal and silver is a metal ion. Copper is top in the series and silver ion is lower in the series. Definitely the reaction take place. The products formed are, you will get the salt. How do you get the salt? That metal ion, silver ion, you write copper metal. Okay. So you will get copper nitrate and that silver will be formed as a precipitate. So you will get copper nitrate and silver. In the third equation, zinc is a metal, whereas iron is a iron ion. So zinc is top in the series, iron is lower in the series. So the metal is top in the series means the reaction occurs. So what is the product? Iron place you have to write zinc. So zinc sulfate plus iron. Likewise, all the equation you have to compare. What are the things you have to compare? Metal and metal ion. If the metal is top in the series than the metal ion, definitely reaction occurs. One more equation we will discuss, that is fourth equation. Lead is a metal, copper is the salt is copper ion. So lead is top in the series. So you got to write copper plus lead. The product is lead sulfate and copper. In the fifth equation, aluminum is topper in the series and zinc ion is lower in this metal series. So you have to write the product as aluminum sulfate and zinc. Iron place you have to write metal. So zinc place you have to write aluminum. Accordingly you will get aluminum sulfate salt. Now let's move on to The activity 7 to observe the displacement reaction of copper salt with iron nail. Here the materials required are copper sulfate test tube and iron nail with a thread. Now you are going to take the copper sulfate solution, that which is blue in color, and to that you are going to add some iron nail. The blue color solution after a few minutes changes to green color solution. What is the reason? Because of displacement reaction. Iron is a metal, copper is a copper ion. Iron is stronger than copper ion. So you will get copper and ferrous sulfate solution. Because of formation of ferrous sulfate, the solution is green in color. Now we are going to see some chemical properties of non-metals. Non-metal react with oxygen O2 to form non-metal oxide. For example, carbon C react with oxygen O2 to form carbon dioxide gas CO2, which is more in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide again react with water, you will get acid. Which acid you will get? Carbonic acid. The same way, second equation, sulfur S react with oxygen O2, you will get non-metal oxide sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide react with water to form sulfurous acid H2SO3. Here question is what is a unit of gold? Carat is a unit of gold. Pure gold has 24 carat. This type of gold is not strong. So in order to make strong, they will add little copper or silver as an alloy. The non-metal nitrogen gas N2 react with oxygen gas O2 to form non-metal oxide NO2. That is nitrogen dioxide. Two oxygens are present, so NO2. The same manner, when you add water to this NO2 gas, you will get acid, HNO3 acid, nitric acid. That is the reason we say non-metals shows acidic property. If they ask question, how will you show the acidic property of non-metal? You have to write these two lines. First line and second line. Nitrogen with oxygen, nitrogen dioxide, then nitrogen dioxide with water, nitric acid. The next chemical property is non-metal with water. Non-metal do not react with water. Non-metal don't react with oxygen except phosphorus. Phosphorus non-metal is a very reactive non-metal. The next chemical property is non-metal with acid. Basically, non-metals do not react with acid except few like sulfur. This sulfur react with the nitric acid. You will get two type of gases, SO2 gas and NO2 gas and water. These two gases are having acidic property because they form acid and adding water. To the sulfur dioxide, if you add water, you will get sulfurous acid HSO3. On adding water to NO2 gas, you will get nitric acid HNO3. Now we are going to see some uses of metals and non-metals. You know all the cooking utensils base are made of copper, and copper is used for making this electric wires, and aluminum also used for making utensils and wire cables, etc. Then wrappers, aluminum wrappers, and iron is used for building purposes like pipe, storage tanks. Then we are going to see some uses of non-metals. You know, hydrogen is used to prepare ammonia because hydrogen react with nitrogen, we get ammonia gas, and hydrogen is used as a fuel. Next, carbon, it is rich in diamond. Diamond is made of carbon. It is used to make some jewelry things. And graphite is rich in carbon. It is used as an electrode, lubricant. And coal is made of carbon. And also iodine, non-metal, is used as antiseptic medicine. Our blood hemoglobin is rich in iron, and plants chlorophyll is rich in magnesium. Likewise, all the metals and non-metals are being useful to us.